Good morning, boys and girls. It's Mr. Giamini. Wanted to come to you with some of the example problems that you had yesterday for evening practice or day work, whatever you want to call it, and go over some answers and see if we could either A, come to an agreement, or maybe even that you say, hey, you know what, I made a mistake and now I learned from my mistake, which is always an important skill to possess. Let's take a look. First one here, question number 8, says complete the net at the right to find the surface area of this triangular pyramid. The faces of the pyramid are equilateral triangles. Here's a great thing, equilateral triangles, meaning all the sides are congruent. All right, they are all congruent. Now, take a look at this triangular pyramid. I could see here that the base, and I'm calling this the base because here's the triangle. I want to think about this one triangle here. There's the triangle. There's the base. There is the height. The height is 18 millimeters. The base is 18 millimeters. The height is 15 and 6/10 millimeters. It looks like they're going here and they're showing me that this is made of 4 faces. We have a face here, and I'm going to use some different colors here to kind of help us see these different faces a little bit more clearly. Here's a face here. There's a face here. And finally, here is our last face. And again, all the faces, because this is an equilateral triangle, all the faces are congruent, meaning the area of this face is the same area of all the other faces. What we're doing here is we're going to take a look and say, hey, let's find a surface area. So I'm just going to call it 4 because we have 4 faces times F times the area of one face. Okay, and I could use this as capital B, the area of the base. I could use this a couple different ways, but I understand mentally that I visually see that there's 4 faces. I'm going to find the area of one of those faces and then times that by 4. Now let's take a look at some values so we can start to plug in substitute values. So we have 4 times, it's a triangular face, so it becomes 1/2 base, and we said the base was 18, times the height, which is 15 and 6/10. Okay, a couple different ways we can approach this problem. We can just multiply from left to right if we'd like to. We could do some 4 times 18 or 4 times 15.6. There's a couple of ways we can approach this because multiplication is commutative. It does not matter the order in which you multiply. I'm going to go here, 4 times 1/2. 4 times 1/2 gives me 2. 2 times 18 times 15 and 6/10. 2 times 18 gives me 36. 36 times 15 and 6/10. You know what? I haven't done any multiplication in a while, at least paper and pencil, because I've been cheating using a calculator. I'm going to do this the old school way, by hand. Let's take a look here, see if I still have my multiplication skills. Always good to sharpen them up every once in a while. I have 6 times 6 gives me 36. I have 6 times 5 is 30 plus 3 gives me 33. And I got 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. I'm going to cross this out, cancel it. I'm going to put a 0 here to hold that place value because now that I'm done with that number in the ones place, I need to keep that digit here in the ones place. 3 times 6 is 18. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1 is 16. And 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. I will now add this. I have a 6. I have an 11. 15 plus 1 is 16. And that gives me a 5. Move that decimal over one place to the left. Okay. That gives me an answer of 561 and 6/10. And that is square millimeters. Now, here's the tricky part. They asked us to put the area of each face in here. Let me go back here, and I don't need the 4 right now. Let's just go this. Let's just go, because now if I want to put the area of every single face, I would just need the 1/2 times 18 times 15 and 6/10. 1/2 of 18 is 9. 15 and 6/10 times 9. Now, in theory, I should be able to divide this by 4 and get the same answer that I get here. Let's take a look. I go 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 5 is 45. 45 plus 5 gives me 50. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 4, or plus 5, excuse me, gives me 14. Move that over 1, and I get 140 and 4/10. Now remember what I said. In theory, I should be able to multiply this by 4 and get this answer. Now I'm going to cheat, use a calculator. Let's just see if this works. Because if the area of this one face is 140 and 4/10, the area of all these faces should be 140 and 4/10. Let's go 140 and 4/10. Now we're going to multiply that by the 4 faces we have. And look, all right, I feel confident now. So there is my answer. So I would have 140 and 4/10 for every single one of these faces. And then obviously because we're finding surface area, I'm combining all the area of these faces. So I'm just going to add them all together. And that would give me that answer of 561 and 6/10 square millimeters. All right, let's take a look at number 9 here. Let me erase all this stuff. Okay, it says Simone is designing a piece of artwork in the shape of a square pyramid for a hotel. She wants to cover the pyramid with decorative glass. How many square feet of glass does Simone need to cover the entire pyramid? Now, first thing I noticed, they said that she's going to do the base as well in glass, so that glass must be there. We're talking surface area here equals, we have to find the area of the base, plus we have 4 faces that are the same, so 4 times f, the area of those faces. If I were to draw this, square base pyramid as a net, there's my square base. There are the triangles, because a square has 4 sides, so we have 4 triangles coming off each one of these. If I were to go ahead and label these dimensions for this is a 5, so we have all these bases are 5, and we have the height is 4. All right, taking a look now, the base is a square. That's just length times width, and we know it's 5 times 5, plus 4 times the area of one of the faces. The face is a triangle, so a half times base, which is still 5, times height, which is 4, that lateral height. 5 times 5, quick math, gives us 25. Plus, okay, 4 times a half is 2. 2 times 5 times 4. 25 is still going to stay with us because we are adding it. We have to simplify this side of this expression. 2 times 5 gives me 10. 10 times 4 gives me 40. So we're going to add those two. I put a plus or multiplication sign there. We take 25 plus 40, that gives us 65. She's going to need 65 square feet of glass to create this decorative pyramid. All right, 65 square feet. Let me erase this and let's go on to the next question. I believe we had question 10. All right, question 10. Kurt says that the surface area of this triangular pyramid with faces that are equilateral triangles is 173 square centimeters. Do you agree? Okay, Kurt is giving us an answer. He is telling us that this is a triangular pyramid, and again, it's equilateral triangular pyramid. Kind of going back to question 8. We know that there's 4 faces that make up a triangular pyramid. They're equilateral, so all the faces are congruent. I'm going to use that formula. Surface area equals 4 faces that all have the same area. Let's start substituting some numbers here. We have 4 times the faces. Remember, it's trying to face, so it's 1/2. Base of that triangle, one of those triangles is 20 times the height, which is 17 and 3/10. A lot of multiplication going on here. We go 1/2 times 4, which gives us 2. 2 times 20 times 17 and 3/10. 2 times 20 gives us 40. 40 times 17 and 3/10. I'm going to slide that 4 underneath that 3. Put the 0 here, because anything times 0 just gives me 0. That 0 is going to stay right there. We go 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 7 is 28. 28 plus 1 gives me 29. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4, right? And we said, what is 20, 29? So I put the 2 up there. That gives me 6. Move that decimal over 1. I get an answer of 692. And I don't need to put that 0 there. It's not needed. And I get square centimeters. Now, Kurt said it was 173. My guess is Kurt probably did, hey, he found the area of one face. Because if I did 1/2 base times height, I get half of 20 is 10. 10 times 17 and 3/10, that gives me 173 square centimeters. Kurt did a great job of finding the area of one face, but we have to remember there's 4 faces. And again, I could check to see that I'm right with my math if I multiply this by 4, because Kurt found the area of one face, forgetting that there's 4 congruent faces that make up that triangular pyramid. That's a 12, that's a 28, that's 29, that's 6, hey, that's 692. Again, I've just proved that my answer of 692 square centimeters is correct. Kurt just found the area of one face, not all of the faces. All right, let's take a look at the last one here that you had. Number 13, it says the surface area of this pyramid is 644 square feet. Can the value of x be 20? First thing I notice, it's a square pyramid. It says square pyramid. We know we have to find the area of the base and then find the area of the 4 faces, combine all that information. We're going to go surface area equals area of the base plus 4 times the area of the faces. Taking a look at that base, it is a square. It is 14 times 14, or we can use a 14 squared plus 4 times the area of the faces. We go base. Well, I got to do 8. So triangular face, I have to do what first? 1/2. So we go 1/2 base, which is 14, times the height, which they're saying the height is 20, or x is 20. A lot of math here. 14 times 14 is that, let's see here, 14 times 10 is 140. 4 groups of 14 gives me 56. 140 plus 56 gives me 196, I believe. Let's double check. 14 squared. Yeah, 196. All right, mental math rocks. 196 plus half of 4 is 2. 2 times 14 gives me 28. And then we go 28 times 20. That 196 stays the same. I have to simplify the right side of this expression. We have 2 terms, the left side and the right side. Let's simplify this side. Plus, I'm going to go 28 times 20 like this. Because I know that 2 times 0 just gives me 0. I'm going to put that 0 here. It's going to drop straight down. And we go 28 times 2 is 16. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. I get 560. I'm going to bring that 196 down to add it. 196. I get 6. I get 15. I get 6. And I get 7. I get 756 square feet. I am going to disagree with this answer. That would give us a larger surface area than is what's shown there. Alright. Let me just double check my math here and make sure I didn't make any careless mistakes. 4 times 1/2 is 2. 2 times 14 is 28. 28 times 20. I'm confident with the 196. I checked that with the calculator. 28 times 20 is 0. 16, 5. Bring that down. 196 plus 560, excuse me, gives me 756. Yes, that would be the incorrect answer. All right, hope this helps you out with the surface area of pyramids from yesterday. Hopefully you did well with this. All right, take care, guys. Stay healthy and strong.